Welcome back to the vlog. Let's talk garage update real quick here. Second video, I think, of this. Let's see. At this rate, we're gonna have 50 videos about this garage. You gotta hit that subscribe button though, and tap the bell for the notifications so that you don't miss a single video as far as the garage update goes, as far as the Porsche stuff goes. We got a ton of new content coming out, as you know, once a week is what we do here. I also have two other channels, by the way, living in Hilton Head Island and living in North Atlanta, Georgia. So if you're thinking about making a move to Atlanta or Hilton Head, or if you already live in one of those two areas, we can help you out with that as well. I just got my license, as you know, South Carolina. Anyway, let's get into these drawings. Things have been a little bit crazy here. We've had like five houses under contract, three buyers, sorry, and 2 sellers. So, been a little busy, but the garage project really hasn't moved along too much. So today, I thought I would show you where they are with it, but also hop into the PDF and kind of show you what this thing will look like when it's done, hopefully, if everything goes to plan. I don't know. This whole process has really taught me a lot about real estate and permitting and working with city and contractors. And anyway, let's get into it right now. Garage update number 2. Okay, so I know I promised this at some point. I can't really remember when, but anyway, here's our survey. So this is like drawing number 1, or yeah, there's like 7 sheets here. So anyway, so there's our survey from 1904 that was drawn out by hand. It's funny because I had the surveyor out here last week. Last week. And I showed him this and he goes, man, that's my stamp from way back when. Yeah, and you hand drew the thing. Now they use CAD. So anyway, but here's the general idea. So you can see my architect, Kyle Benedict, if you're looking for an architect here in the Atlanta area with comments, I'm not sure. Excuse me, Kyle, sorry. I just butchered your design studio name there. But anyway, Kyle Benedict, look him up on the Instagram. Yeah, there you go. Instagram, Facebook, awesome dude, Porsche enthusiast as well. And just got his rally car back. So I digress, here we go. He did all these drawings for me. Yes, I did pay him to do this for me. So anyway, you get an idea. This is the existing house. This is what we're planning out right here for this existing area. And then of course the new addition there, right? So that's that. And then if you kind of make your way down here, you've got a like layout of, you see this little line here. This is actually like where the form foundation survey is having to be done. You got to make sure that little, so this is the setback line here. So this is 10 feet away. This is 35 feet away from the back property line here. So anyway, that's that. And so, yeah, we got to be 35 feet from that property line. So it looks like we are, I think according to the survey we are as well. I think it's like 35.5 feet or something like that. But anyway, then you get some specifications here for like, this is a 4-inch concrete slab, 3000 PCI. Then you got PSI, and then you got some notes up here that, you know, we got to address certain things for the city of Sandy Springs and code and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, here, and again, floor plan view here. So this is our current pantry right here. So like half of this is pantry right now, right here. And then this is where I keep my lawnmower and yard tools and all that jazz right there. So we're making this whole space, the half bath. So you have vanity over here, toilet over here. This will be the main entryway. We're gonna have like a little mudroom, bench, locker area thing in here. And then this is changing just a little bit. This door is no longer here, but this whole area right here, our fridge is like right here. This is all gonna be pantry, and then you'll walk out into the garage that of course now will be 3. So you have 1, 2, 3, and then some tool storage and whatnot over here. So now you can actually kind of get an idea of like what this looks like from a foundation standpoint, I guess. And then it just gets into some more specifics. So like this is what is currently here, this is what we're adding, square footage, so on and so forth. And then like a little bit deeper dive into like specifications on you know, the structural component, how we're gonna tie all this jazz in, what it's gonna look like from the side, or what it looks like from the side currently. So like this is our back patio, which you've seen. This is the issue that we're having, adding a like a screen-in porch or whatever because of these 2 roof lines that adjoin. This is the end of the building. So like if you're looking north, and then this is the current side. So obviously there's currently a garage door there, but only showing the one. And then this will be the new version. So obviously nothing changes except this just comes out, or back towards the camera. Yeah, back this way. And then this is what it'll look like from the side. So again, existing house, you have a little entry doorway here where there's currently a garage door, and then this is garage number 2 currently. But obviously this will become 1, 2, and then 3, and then that little storage area here, which will be great because this little area is significantly larger than this little area where I currently have all my stuff. And it'll be nice and wide and open and big and fantastic. So that is kind of what the side elevation looks like. So if you're standing on a driveway looking back at the house, this is what it'll look like. And then this is the patio. So like if you walk out our back door here, that door will be gone, but all this is going to be board and batten. We have like a retaining wall somewhere in here right now. So this door is probably going to go over here somewhere. This gets you into the garage from the backyard, from the back patio. You can lawn mowers and weed whackers and all that type of stuff. And then we do have to connect, I think that's pretty much, oh, there's some more specifications on like the footers and tying the rebar back into the current foundation and so on and so forth. But if we walk you back over here, so like right about here is where that retaining wall is. There you go. So retaining wall here, and then our big patio here, then we got a little circular patio over here. So, and then you got grass here. So, so anyway, this door here is going away. This one's gonna have to move over here a little bit so you can get into the garage from the back patio out to the patio from the garage, so on and so forth. But over here, this is kind of like a last minute adjustment we had to make here. So our current fence kind of does this, and then it kind of turns in or whatever. Yeah. So if you, basically what we're gonna end up doing is connecting the fence somewhere like here and then back in. So right now we have like 3 sections, I think. It comes to like right in here, I think. Anyway, we're gonna add a gate in here and a new part of the fence so that you can access the driveway to the backyard to the driveway. You got some movement here. So anyway, there's the drawings. So that's, I think I promised this like 3 or 4 times. And I'm sorry. I literally just got distracted with everything going on. But yeah, that's what it's gonna look like when it's all done. Obviously we gotta get one more door as well. Since we only have 2 right now, I gotta get one to match the 2. But then this will be board and batten siding all the way around. They're gonna paint that. They're gonna put drywall all inside the walls, but we're gonna keep the, you know, current like tongue and groove ceiling, vaulted ceiling or whatever. So basically here over will be all vaulted. The pine, I think it is, tongue and groove ceiling from like here to here. We are gonna paint it white though, just so it's nice and fresh and clean looking. And then in here, we're gonna insulate obviously, and in the new pantry storage or pantry mudroom area, half bath area, we're gonna insulate all of that of course, but we are gonna keep it vaulted so that, you know, you have a nice vaulted ceiling in there. And it still kind of feels like, you know, the rest of our house where the kitchen and stuff was. So if you missed a video about this, you may want to go back. You can reference everything I'm talking about here, but hopefully that makes sense. If you did miss the first video, geez, garage update. There you go. That's the first one. And then I talk about it in another couple of videos here on the channel. So anyway, the background, the details, working with the city of Sandy Springs. Oh my gosh. New systems. So evidently there was an old system and they're tying in a new system to it and nothing is talking to each other and communicating. I've been to City Hall like 10 times to the permitting office and you gotta wait 20 minutes every time. So you do the math. You can tell how much time, like, so this was the point of all of this. I almost hired like a general contractor just to manage this whole thing. And I think it was gonna save me $10,000, give or take, 5 to 10,000, somewhere in there, depending on the contract or depending on contract as well as the contractor. So anyway, I now see their value though. I cannot spend every waking moment at City Hall trying to get them on the same page that I am, get them updated drawings, specifications, blah, 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 blah. Because when I send them something, they send me stuff back and they're like, hey, you gotta fix this, or you gotta change that spec, or you gotta do this, or you gotta do that. Well, I'm a realtor. I don't know anything about construction outside of you write the check and you give it to someone and they build it. Now, I do know enough to be dangerous, but like this is way too big of a project for me to handle on my own. So anyway, 5 to 10 grand though, probably really well worth it at this point. I've done a ton of work and a ton of time away from family and work and business and everything else. So Anyway, all of that just to say, if you have the option, and especially if you can afford it, when you're hiring someone to do something like this, a project this caliber, this size, especially, I now see the value in a general contractor. I did not before, now I do. So take that for what it's worth. Okay, so next day here, a little more work done. Let me flip you around here. Okay, so you can see they got a big pile of dirt here, big pile of dirt there. I think they're actually gonna drag this back. Oh, sorry, you didn't see my hand. Drag this back, because ultimately what we want to do is have like this corner be the high side and then run across there and all the water to run down that way. So you can't really tell what's level or not here, but anyway, all the concrete's done. So they've got just a little more to remove here, right there. And then they're gonna do the forms, I think tomorrow maybe? I think that's the plan. So anyway, but this is where I was talking about needing, you know, access or potential gate or something here. I don't know. You can see kind of what this fence does. It kind of like curves back around here. So probably just come straight off of this, straight across and then connect into the building, I think, for a fence here. Because I still do want to be able to get like a skid steer or something back here. I don't know. Eventually I want to rip all that out and redo it. This is like the absolute worst design of all time. And now it's starting to like fall apart as well. So anyway, a little bit closer. Not a ton of progress today though. Still waiting on the city. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But anyway, ton of work here done. Obviously they had like a curb in here. Sorry, I'm looking where I'm filming. I'm not looking at the camera. So anyway, this little curb here will go back like a little, you know, 3-4 inch retaining wall, whatever. I think we're gonna end up putting the basketball goal there. Should be far enough away from the, I don't know, we'll see. I just don't want anyone to hit it, honestly, with their car. But over here, actually, let's go over here. Okay, so you can kind of get a sense, you know, again, they had to dig down a little bit here. There's your grade difference. And so all this was like up a little bit, you know, so they had to kind of scrape this out. And yeah, so the driveway will have nice big turnaround area in here. And yeah, so again, a little more to clean up here, but overall some good progress today. And it's getting there. It looks like an absolute mess, but a little bit closer. Hopefully, I don't know, one more day of this maybe we'll see on this video, and then we'll get into like the actual concrete and everything else, because I feel like as long as it's like this, there's not really much to update you on. But one more day of like grading and removal and spreading that dirt out, and again, you can kind of see like down the middle of the driveway, so like all the water basically just goes right down there, which we want to continue. And yes, we will be replacing this driveway as well at some point, or this part of the driveway, I guess. But we do want to get our door in here so that we can actually like maybe build in some steps here, because there is a pretty significant difference here. I don't think I've talked about this or shown you this, but there's kind of like a U shape like that. So in the middle is like, I don't know, 87 inches or something from the concrete up, and then it's like 79 inches here, and then 80 inches over there. So anyway, the water, this used to be a carport. I think I mentioned that before, but all the water would just run through the middle, basically where that middle piece is, and then it would run down. Because when this was open, water would go, rain would go in, and it had to drain, so it would drain there. But when we redo this, I think we will add a step or two in there, so that you're kind of like taking a step up, another step up, but make them nice and wide, like 3 feet wide each one, and then a step into the house, obviously, where like the mudroom and pantry and stuff area, this area will be. So so if you can imagine, like one step here, another step there, and then step in, so like 1, 2, yeah, 3 steps or so in there. But anyway, one more video on this, finishing off the grading and kind of detail work around the sites, getting rid of all that dirt, cutting. Actually, we may do some forms as well, and then we'll end this one there. Okay, so a couple days later here, after they cut the line here, we got the survey done. They've done a little more demo here as well. So you can see they got a big pile of dirt over there to remove and then some more concrete. It's a demo and then a little bit of chunk. A lot of this has actually been done by hand. The Bobcat has just been to move it into the dump trailer or whatever that they have here. So, or not here, but normally here. So anyway, a little bit more progress here, but the survey, they ran off of each corner of the lot. So basically the big thing here was just making sure that that corner of the new foundation was at least 35 feet, which I think it was like 35 and a quarter or 35 feet and a quarter. I can't remember, but anyway, something close to that. So anyway, that's why we had to have this survey done. So we did have an original survey, obviously, when we purchased this property. It was a little old, but it did show everything. And obviously this new survey will show all the new concrete and the new foundation here, as well as the new building. So a little more progress, but super slow at this point. We're just waiting on the city to get through their process, which has been arduous at best. So anyway, you can kind of get an idea that we had a tree over there, a tree over there, and a tree over there that we removed. This one over here though was fairly recent, just because it was a dead pine. Kind of see some of the root system in there, but anyway, it's getting there slowly but surely. But yeah, hopefully in the next, I don't know, week or two here, we'll have all this concrete filled out, and then we got to get that inspected, and yeah. Okay, a couple days later here, so let's give you a little update here. We're almost done with this concrete prep. So close I can taste it. All right, so I got a little time lapse of them kind of finishing this off. So I think the last time we had a big pile of dirt over there and none of the forms or anything. So let's see. So dirt, they brought in some gravel. You see the machine is no longer here, so thank goodness. So anyway, they had this string here to kind of make sure that the depth, there you go, was consistent across. Obviously we got to also make sure drainage goes down and right down the middle there. I think I already talked about that, but anyway, this is the base here, so you can kind of get an idea here of what this line is doing. So yeah, here's our little landscape buffer, so we'll do some planting in here. So this is like kind of consistent with the line inside the fence there, but we got to connect the fence there to right here. This pink is the property line, so you can see the difference there. Anyway, ignore that. So we'll put some topsoil in here and get this all prepped for some trees and stuff. I think I'm gonna plant something like what's over here. So like I have these things, I forget what these are. These are something Japanese. And then, hold on one second, let me go around here. Okay, ducky. Let's go over here. So something like this, where we got these little evergreens in between. So 2 evergreens, 3 of these make a hedge. I've got some landscaping to do, but then 2 more of these and then 3 more for a hedge. So these 2, I'll probably move out there. We'll put 2 more of those right there, and then move those outside. So then we have those 2 hedge. So then these 2 will become the hedge in the middle there. So I'll probably do, well, let's see. Basically you want to space those things like 6 feet apart. So if we start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so yeah, 2, let's see, 30 feet divided by 6, 5. Okay, so 2, 2, and 2. So we'll probably take those 2, put them in the middle here, and then put evergreen there, evergreen there, evergreen here, and here. So 6, yeah. So anyway, evergreen, evergreen, Japanese, Japanese, evergreen, evergreen. Just to kind of keep some sort of consistency going on here. But anyway, this is where we are now. So let's show you some of the time lapse here, some of the work that they did, and moving the dirt around and everything else. So I think this is about it. Honestly, this is all formed up. So you can see they're gonna pour the concrete there for the slab and then kind of connect it in, and then we'll reconnect the fence there. But this is actually one thing I haven't decided on. So if you guys want to leave a comment down below on this, that would be really helpful. We got like 3 different fences going on here and only 2 of them are ours. So this is ours, obviously. And then that over there is the neighbor's, but that house is actually going to be torn down here soon. So I don't know if they're going to replace that fence. It's like kind of janky in some places. It like falls down. But anyway, you can see scalloped, and then it's got like French Gothic tops on the squares on the tops of those. Sorry, camera works a little off. So anyway, scalloped with like the French Gothic posts, and then ours is scalloped here on the back. So this fence we did, I don't know, 2 years ago maybe now. So I'm thinking we may just continue this style. Continue this style all the way across the back. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see, but I'd be curious to hear y'all's thoughts on that. Because to me, this is great here because you can still kind of see through. Like we're playing basketball, I can see what the kids are doing in the back, or I'm in the back and they're over here, I can see what's going on. Anyway, we may just continue that one, the scallop fence over here, and connect in to there. But anyway, I don't know, we'll see. I'd love to hear your comments though down below, which fence you'd rather see, because they have this fence here. It's kind of like see-through as well. Or not see-through, but you know what I mean. Not solid like that. And of course this one, I think I may have already mentioned this to you guys, but this house over here is being done. So they just tore that down, the foundation's in. They're gonna have a big pool in here. So like that's their back patio over there, and then pool here. But this property line, this corner is the corner between us two. But then their property line still goes back that way. I think I already mentioned that. Anyway, that's where we are. So hopefully in the next week here or so, we'll have some answers back from Sandy Springs, and we can keep this thing moving forward. But you see this nice clean line here, and we are adding a little bit of depth here. So you got a little more turnaround, which will be nice, because as of right now, this, when we pull up to back in, we come over this. So it's gonna like connect from right there straight down. So we're taking like all of this out. Eventually when we redo this, we'll make this a little bit wider. But anyway, a lot of work though to this. I mean, to get this right and level and good for drainage and everything is tough. The other question I had for you guys was, where should we put this basketball goal? Because obviously with the fence here, like I was gonna dig a hole there and then put it up here, but then we gotta trim all these back. I don't know. And then I thought over there, but I don't want it to hit the new garage door. I don't know. Maybe over there in the middle, somewhere in there. We'll see. But yeah, if you have any other comments or suggestions, I don't want to put it there, because if it bounces over when there's a fence there, then we got to go all the way around, like down the driveway, around 1 road, 2 roads, 3 roads, and back, and then explain everything. It's a mess. Anyway, nevertheless, I appreciate you coming along for part 2 of this video, of this series rather, for the garage build here. So next really looks like pouring concrete, hopefully getting this foundation all figured out and through city and everything, because then we can actually start building. But at this rate, 2 or 3 episodes just on concrete, it's gonna be like in site work. Anyway, we'll see. But hopefully as we get a little bit closer here to actual building, we can update you guys a little more on like where we actually are and how this thing is actually progressing, why we made some of the decisions we made, so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. But I do appreciate you being here and kind of getting a little behind the scenes of no real estate stuff, no car stuff, just our home and projects and what we got going on around here. So anyway, please hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss a single video about the garage build. And I gotta get back to work now to pay for this thing. So thanks so much for being here. We'll catch you on the next one. See you later, bye.